Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker is set to be a Star Wars film, delivering many different twists and turns, as well as revelations in this movie that will lead to saga-wide implications of the Skywalker saga. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, with just 72 days to go, we are only getting closer to the official release of this movie on December 19th to the 20th of this year, as well as the new third and final trailer during this month of October that's really going to make the fans understand the overall tone of this film by Disney and Lucasfilm and what they are really aiming for in order to end the Skywalker saga. Now, with that being said, we do know that this film is of course going to have many different pieces of nostalgia as well as a lot of connections to past Star Wars lore. And on top of all of this, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film, and when it all comes down to one of the concept art descriptions, this is where things begin to get very exciting for Episode 9. Now, specifically a description of a sequence where it's explained that Rey and Kylo Ren are said to be inside of the netherworld of the Force, where it's explained that Yoda's Force Ghost is said to be a part of the sequence, where he is revealing vital revelations to both Rey and Kylo Ren about the Force in general and the light and the dark sides of the Force, where it's explained that both Rey and Kylo Ren eventually learned from Yoda that it was the Wills themselves who created the realm of Mortis, as seen in Star Wars: The Clone Wars TV series, and that the fallen Will, who was the one who actually fell to the dark side, was the one who allowed the sun to become the embodiment of the dark side of the Force. It's described that the fallen Will watched over the sun as a test of the potential of the dark side and the limits of its power, and that it's explained that the realm of Mortis is powered by the Beyond, which is said to be the origins of the dark side. It's said that Yoda unveils this to Rey and Kylo Ren as a lesson of how powerful Palpatine is from this strange unknown power that is very dangerous to go up against alone, and that they must go together to defeat Palpatine once and for all to form an alliance. It's explained that in the scene, Yoda also unveils that the sun was an experiment to also study the weaknesses of the dark side against the light, and that the Wills learned from these studies over the years. So let's go over a couple of parts about this, because this is a big deal to the Star Wars franchise and how it really does reshape how we look at the franchise as a whole. Now, with that being said, we do know that Episode 9 is going to be, of course, a film that's not only going to connect to the prequels and the originals, but it's also going to be a movie that's going to connect to the TV series such as The Clone Wars and Star Wars Rebels, and it does make a lot of sense as to why J.J. Abrams had a lot of discussions with Dave Filoni, who was the showrunner of Rebels and was also involved with The Clone Wars. Now, on top of all of this, alright, about the Sun, in case you guys have no idea who the Sun really is, basically, to put things short, he is the embodiment of the dark side, and you do learn more about him, you know, the father and the daughter, everything related to that. Very interesting side of Star Wars. I definitely do suggest that you guys go ahead and check out the Clone Wars. Honestly, I think that it is better than Star Wars Rebels, but that's just my point of view. But moving on forward, the thing that really stands out to me the most here is, of course, these lessons that, of course, Yoda are telling Rey and Kylo Ren about, of course, the Wills, who are godlike beings who created the universe. Now, the Wills, actually one of them that's actually said to be the fallen Will, who's more associated with the dark side, is the one who even allowed the sun to become the embodiment of the dark side itself, and even used the sun as a way to study the limits of the dark side of the Force, and that, of course, the realm of Mortis was powered by the Beyond, which is said to be the most powerful Force nexus in the galaxy as a whole. So you can really see what J.J. Abrams is trying to do here. Not only is he trying to change how fans view the prequels and the originals, but he's also trying to change how fans view Star Wars Rebels and, of course, Star Wars: The Clone Wars and other canon material that falls under Disney as of right now. Now, the other piece that I think also really reshapes the franchise in, of course, The Rise of Skywalker is, of course, how this power is actually said to be utilized by Palpatine, the power of the Beyond. It's said to be a power that exceeds the power of the dark side of the Force. So you could really see that through the Wills studying that being that's actually called the Sun, and as seen in the Clone Wars, But the fact that we will be learning more about this in The Rise of Skywalker really is a big deal by Disney and Lucasfilm. The fact that they really are trying to change how we view not just, Star Wars within the actual live-action movies, but also how it's going to have an impact on the TV series that are in animated form, I think really is a step in the right direction, as long as it's done in a positive way, where a lot of fans are going to be talking about this for years on end and not in a negative sense. So the last piece I just want to go over here is that, of course, we do know that J.J. Abrams and Chris Terrio are trying their very best in order to make this the darkest Star Wars film there is in the Skywalker saga, in order to really deliver a unique and original experience for the fans on the big screen that's truly going to change how we view the past 8 Star Wars movies that come before this one. And honestly, I think that could either go in a good or a bad direction depending on how it's all executed on the big screen and how the fans are going to react and how it's going to resonate with people around the world. So anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this below in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.